today Nintendo had their Nintendo Direct, and let's just say it wasn't the best Direct out there. Quite honestly, I haven't seen a Direct that I wasn't too impressed with since the 2020 partner showcases. Though not to say everything was all bad, I thought the stuff from the first parties were pretty decent, from Prime 4, Rhythm Heaven, and Tomodachi Life. And I thought some of the third party announcements were interesting, like Story of Seasons coming back, and some first party Sony games being brought back by Bandai Namco, games like Patapon and Everybody's Golf. And the Nintendo Today app seems interesting, and in regards to the virtual card system, I have thoughts and I don't want to talk about them now, because you guys want my thoughts on Dragon Quest I&II HD-2D remake, which started off the Direct. And of course, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. But of course, before we dive right in, make sure you go and hit that subscribe button. It's free, you might as well do it, and I really do appreciate it. So to begin, let's talk about my original predictions I had with Dragon Quest I&II HD-2D remake when I made my first video in 2025, card on top. To which I said that I personally would see this at a February Nintendo Direct, and if so, we would see it released in the first half of 2025. But of course, the February Direct didn't happen, we instead got a March Direct, but still, Dragon Quest I&II HD-2D remake popped up as I expected. But in regards to release dates, they only still give a 2025 release date, which kind of just tells me that this game is not releasing at all in the first half of 2025. It's pretty clear they're going to release in the later half of 2025. Obviously things can change as time goes on, but it definitely seems clear to me that we'll probably see this around September or November, and most likely November. And I do personally believe we will see more of this game during Dragon Quest Day, where they will have hands-on with the game and the such. So that's my predictions as of right now, and it'll probably release in either September or November. I'm hoping September, but gut feeling is telling me November. But now let's actually take a look at the gameplay itself, to which of course, using HD-2D style, which still looks great nonetheless. And Dragon Quest I, in terms of the stuff they showed off there, nothing too surprising so far, other than the fact that the cave system might be tweaked a bit to where before you have to have a torch or glow to make sure you light up all the caves and the such, but most likely in this HD-2D remake, they'll probably already be lit for you. And I know some people would argue that it's taking away the mechanics of Dragon Quest I, taking away that challenge of the original game. I personally don't care if they remove the system either way, because there's not that many dungeons to begin with in Dragon Quest I, and from what I can tell so far based on what we've seen, it doesn't seem like Dragon Quest I specifically is going to get that much additions to the game, like any new locations and the such. It seems to be a relatively straight remake of the game, just using the HD-2D style. And for some people, that's probably what they want. They want a more straightforward version of Dragon Quest I, seeing how it's the original game, and most people want to see that game in its original vision in a way, I guess. For me, obviously we need to see more of this game. This is obviously more of what to expect once we get more information on I&II HD-2D. But when we move over to Dragon Quest II, that's where we get more interesting things here and there. Most of the stuff that we've seen previously was Dragon Quest II, like the attack of Moonbrook Castle, jumping off the Wind Tower, exploring with the Prince of Middenhall, Canuck, and Moonbrook. That seems to be all there. Though once you get towards the end of the trailer is when more interesting things start to pop up. For example, I noticed them being in this little area here, which I don't recognize at all. Maybe it's because of the HD-2D style, but I just don't recognize this area at all. Nor do I remember them going to some location to go out and grab something there. Unless this is how you get the sigils. And then of course the one thing that everyone is talking about is the fourth party member, which appears to be the Prince of Canuck's sister. To which of course there's a lot of fan art from the Japanese side of the Dragon Quest community, drawing the Prince of Canuck's sister and hoping that she becomes a party member in some kind of remake. And it seems to be that Yuji Horii is fulfilling the fan service and allowing her to be a playable party member in this game, which will increase the party members from 3 to 4. And I am of two thoughts here. For one, it's kind of cool to see Dragon Quest II come from a 3-party system to a 4-party system, but at the same time, Dragon Quest II has been synonymous of being that game with 3 party members. And once you add in another party member in, that kind of just changes the dynamics right there. And obviously, as we know already with these HD-2D remakes where they're adding in abilities from future Dragon Quest games over to this game, I don't know how the dynamics would balance out when you add in that 4th party member. And obviously we don't know anything about this character here, how she will play and the such. But it's kind of interesting nonetheless. So my hope, I guess, is maybe this party member is an optional character you get to play as, where you can do this one side quest and she becomes a party member as a whole. That could be a possibility, but Gut feeling tells me otherwise, seeing how the box art has been updated to include this character as the 4th party member. The 4th wheel in a sense. We'll see what happens. It's pretty clear when it comes down to major changes. It seems like Dragon Quest I won't get that many changes, while Dragon Quest II is going to get the brunt of changes, to which, to be fair, Dragon Quest II is the one that definitely needs these changes here and there, seeing how I personally didn't like the game. I made a review of it back in 2022, expressing my dislike for this game, and I'm hoping with the HD-2D remake, Dragon Quest II does have the potential to be a good Dragon Quest game. But anyways, that's all I have for today's video. Overall, my thoughts on Dragon Quest I and II HD-2D remake remains the same. I'm still excited for this release, but I still need to see a little bit more to push me over the edge. But anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, plus don't forget to leave this video a like and subscribe as well. And of course, starting next Wednesday, we'll be reacting to the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, so do check out that. And I do plan a video on the Switch 2 Direct as well. And if you want to see more videos, do check out these videos right here. I personally think you'll enjoy them. See you guys on the next one. Take care.